हरे कृष्ण। ओम ज्ञानतिमिरान्धस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मीलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। Hare Krishna. So we have three types of yogas: karma, jnana, and bhakti. Because there are this type of tendencies in living entities. One is they have a tendency to act, and then there is something called knowledge, and there is heart. So at three levels, we have three yogas: karma, an activity level, and jnana is at a mental speculation level, and at the level of chitta is bhakti yoga. That's why we have this. And of course, then there are so many what do you call combinations of it, and that's why we have so many types of philosophies in this world and other things. So basically, how it is, because we have three modes of mental nature, and so here the first thing is where Brahma is also explaining that there is Dravya, Jnana, and Kriya Shaktis. So the three types of energies, and the living entity takes shelter of these three. Dravya means material things, the objects of this material world that surround us, and basically they steal our consciousness. All our consciousness is concentrated on these three things. Jnana is material knowledge, and Kriya means material activity. So, in these three things are the essence of human life. A person strives for some material objects. A person wants to gain some knowledge that gives him certain sense of control over the environment. And then there is a person, he needs activity, that is kriya. And these three things, they correspond to the three modes of mental nature. Dravya corresponds to the tamoguna, and we have this feeling of eternity around us. This is because of tamoguna does not keep, but tamoguna. And there is a jnana, is symbol of sattoguna, and being, and then there is an activity kriya. It is rajoguna, and bhakti is transcendental. That is another. Now, jnana is symbol of sattva. Sattva brings knowledge to a man, and kriya is activities. The And Krishna also tells this in the seventh chapter of Bhagavad Gita, that living entity is completely misled by these three modes of material nature. And that's the reason they perform this activity to the processor also like that. That there is an activity, who cannot do speculation, they do activity, who can speculate, they speculate. And then there is also a tendency to, within this combination, there is a tendency to attain perfection. Of course, there are other, if you take like Islamic countries and all, they're more on a karma category, whereas they're actually practicing. And then we have this European nations and their advanced nations. They're at the, they're all speculations. These are two tendencies in this world also we can see: karma tendency and jnana tendency. This we can see in the material world. This is all the time. If we can understand this karma and jnana properly, we can see these two tendencies all over the world. The tendency for karma and jnana, the activity and speculation. Only thing is, they may not be doing it to attain something, some perfection, but the tendency is always there for a living entity. And what Lord is doing, He is helping us use our tendency in attaining perfection, like that. And here, what Maya does is it completely hides us from the truth, and no, we need not what we need, and the result of it is we become entangled in the endless chain of cause and effect, which we ourselves have created as a result of our false ego, like what we discussed yesterday. And this is actually a good situation for a living entity when he is a little bit, if he is doing proper pious activities, going according to the rules of Shastras, inevitably he will enter into misery. Material world is dukhala mein shashwat. But what happens if is a person is a pious and if he goes through misery, then immediately he start and thinking about it. Why I am miserable? That is the time he will try to understand the Shastras more deeply and he will come to the level of jnana and he start doing Nishkam Karma Yoga properly. Till that time he enjoys. Once you enjoy after some time, what happens is we have enjoying according to scriptures. That is what is very important. We have to enjoy in the material world, but according to scriptures. That helps a person from Sakama to come to Nishkama level. Where he understands, Array, because I am enjoying, I am suffering. If I stop enjoying, then there is no question of suffering only for me. Then he start doing Nishkam Karma Yoga. Otherwise, he cannot do only. And if he's continuing engaging without scriptures, then he will not get this realization. People, they are enjoying in this world, but they are not understanding that I should not enjoy in this way. I should enjoy according to Shastra. Then it will help to come to a pride knowledge. Like say, a person, two people are there. One is enjoying according to scriptures, another is enjoying whimsically. Both will go through problems. यही संस्पर्श जब होगा दुख यो नैवति. As soon as we touch pleasure in this world, we have to go through the pain. It is nobody is exempted. Anybody who enjoyed in this world, he has to pay for it. That is the system that is made here. यही संस्पर्श जब होगा दुख यो नैवति. Atyantavant kaunte nate shramate Buddha. But a person who is Buddha, he does not try to do this. Like we say, I want to enjoy, but that is not the way. Now, what happened is both enjoyed, both will suffer. But one enjoyed according to scriptures, one without scriptures. The person who enjoyed according to scriptures, advantage for him is he will start gaining knowledge because he enjoyed through scriptures, according to scriptures. Then he will understand, oh, the cause of my suffering is my enjoyment only. So let me not enjoy the results, especially result. If we are enjoying result, then only we get karma, then only we get entangled. Then he says, I will not enjoy the result, I just do my duty. So he will start be able to do Nishkam Karma. Otherwise, it is not possible. Now, because nobody is doing according to scriptures, nobody knows the scriptures, nobody is there to guide according to scriptures, nobody knows what is their duty. Now, nobody is able to do any Nishkam Karma Yoga because they did not do Sakam Karma Yoga. They are not qualified for Nishkam Karma Yoga. It is like that. And anyway, now Lord Brahma, he is doing this tapasya. And this is what is the purpose of human life. Tapo divyam putrakayena sattvam shuddhe datmat brahma saukyam tunam. The purpose of life is to only do, only for performing tapasya. That is the purpose of life. Rishabdev tells to his children. And that's what the first living being, Brahma, as soon as he appeared, he born. What is he doing? He's doing tapasya only. Even to perform the material activity, they start by doing tapasya. That is the way we have to start our activities. We have to start our activities like when even Daksha wanted his son children to get married and increase the progeny. He told you go and do tapasya first. Without that, whatever they create will not have much value. But if a person performed tapasya and then he created something, it will be very, very tangible and very productive. Otherwise, nowadays people create, but it is only destroying. And especially the knowledge which we acquire, the things we create, it is ultimately ending up in destruction. Whatever inventions they are made, it looks very helpful, but very helpful in what? In making us more and more entangled. All these inventions, they don't liberate a living entity from this mental world. They help them to get more and more entangled. All this, especially the modern gadgets, are the facilities or luxuries which we create are helping us to do more sense gratification and more entangled, right? It is not helping us to get liberated. But here we see Brahma, he went through proper tapasya. Here in the text state, this divyam sahasrabdam amoga darshano yitanilatma vijitobhya vijitobhyendriyai atapta samakhila lokatapanam tapas tapayam tapatam samahitah. He says Lord Brahma underwent penance for 1000 years by the calculation of the demigods. He heard this transcendental vibration from the sky and he accepted it as divine. Thus he controlled his mind and senses, and the penance he executed were a great lesson for the living entity. Thus he is known as the greatest of all ascetics. He started with penance, that's why the creation has some very good effect, and many living entities they are able to perfect their life because there is tamoguna also. Okay, the question is please tell example for not enjoying the result. Very simple. Like if I am doing an activity which I like, I should not, uh, then it is not matter for the result. They like now if a Brahmana is say like I want to give class and I like giving classes or I like explaining or teaching. Now it does not matter if there is nishkama if we are properly done following shastras and proper understanding. It does not matter for me how many people are attending. Either it may be two people or it is 100 people. For me, the opportunity to teach is itself is satisfying. Then if it is, it does not matter with the number. So I'm not interested in result. I'm interested in opportunity for speaking. That is what is how you can be free from not affected by the result and you can continue doing activity because that is the swabhava you have. For me, I want to teach. That is my swabhava. So if I'm getting opportunity to teach, it does not matter with the number. I have to speak, and if somebody is understanding what I am speaking, that itself is my pleasure. That is the result, not the remuneration what I get. How much donation I get if I give a class. That means I am not interested in giving class. I am interested in the donation which I am getting from the class. That will make us entangled. Say now they are playing sports or they're working for a job. Everybody is interested in the result of the sports. They're not just interested, oh, I'm getting opportunity to play, let me play, or I am getting opportunity to work. No, they're interested in the result only. That is the reason people they are not doing activity according to the Swabhava, then they are always interested in the result only. And that will make them very miserable because while working, they are not happy because they don't like what they are doing. And they are working only for the result and they want to enjoy the results. That means they are more and more entangled. That is what is happening in the present situation. People they work, they do the activity which they don't like to enjoy the result because at least I am not enjoying the work. Let me enjoy the result. That is the cause of people's more and more entanglement. Previously, it was not like that. Previously, people, if somebody is interested, and there was respect for every person. Now, if person is saying, I am doing some labor work or I am doing some cleaning work, people say, oh, it is not very high job. You need to be in a software company. Now, it was not like that in previous ages. Everybody knows, okay, I am for this. Let me do it properly, and then I will make advancement. It is like that. Clear, Matish? Okay, so here Lord Brahma, he is, yeah. Now, the only way we can be without affected by the result is when we start doing according to our nature. That is how we can be Nishkama. And that is very much needed. Even Bhakti also. We don't do Nishkam Karma Yoga, but Bhakti It is much more deeper and much more serious than Nishkam Karma Yoga also. We have to do it more selflessly than Nishkam Karma Yoga. If Bhakti is superior, means our motivation, our that should be much more clearer and much more superior, right? It much much more selfless. Nishkam Karma Yoga is also selfless, but Bhakti should be much more selfless. Then only we'll be able to attain the perfection. Now here, Lord Brahma heard the occult sound, tapa, but he did not see the person who vibrated the sound. And still he accepted the instructions as beneficial for him, and therefore he engaged himself in meditation for 1000 celestial years. Oh, and that's how he performed. Prabhupada writes, the best way to understanding is to accept such divine instructions, and Brahma, the prime spiritual master of everyone, is the living example of this process of receiving transcendental knowledge. The potency of transcendental sound is never minimized because the vibrator is apparently absent. Therefore, the Srimad Bhagavatam or Bhagavad Gita or any other revealed scripture in the world is never to be accepted as an ordinary mundane sound without transcendental potency. So, even though the person we are not able to see who spoke it, like we are not able to see Krishna or Sukadeva Goswami who spoke Bhagavad Gita and Srimad Bhagavatam, but the potency is still there. That's what Prabhupada is telling. So, we should not minimize it. Prabhupada, one has to receive the transcendental sound from the right source, accept it as a reality, and persecute the directions without hesitation. The secret of success. Very nice point. Prabhupada, right? The secret of success is to receive the sound from the right source, a bona fide spiritual master. Mundane manufactured sound has no potency, and as such, seemingly transcendental sound received from an unauthorized person has no potency. So both the things. From authorized source, it has an effect in our consciousness. Even though we didn't understand it, somebody just hears Bhagavatam. Even though they don't understand it, it still has potency. The soul can understand. And if some person is giving nice entertainment jokes and all, it will not have effect. If it is not in a seemingly transcendental sound received from an unauthorized person, no potency. Prabhupada, one should be qualified enough to discern such transcendental potency, and either by discriminating or by fortunate chance, if one is able to receive the transcendental sound from the bona fide spiritual master, his path of liberation is guaranteed. The disciple, however, must be ready to execute the order of bona fide spiritual master as Lord Brahma executed the instruction of his spiritual master. The Lord himself, following the order of the bona fide spiritual master is the only duty of the disciple, and this completely faithful execution of order of the bona fide spiritual master is the secret of success. So, secret is very simple. Simple secret. You just have to follow whatever Guru is saying. And Prabhupada is making things very easy for us. Lord Brahma controlled his two great guards of senses, namely sense of perception and his organs of action, because he has to engage them in the execution of the order of Lord. The Lord's order descends in disciplic succession through the bona fide spiritual master, and thus execution of the order of bona fide spiritual master is factual control of the senses. So the execution of penance is full in full faith and serenity, sincerity made Brahmaji so powerful that he became the creator of the universe. And because he was able to attain such power, he is called best among all the tapasvis. That is the point. His success is his tapasya only. For us also, even materially also, if somebody want to attain something material, they also perform tapasya to attain success. Right? They have to read whole, or they have to practice in the morning. If they're musicians or sports players, early morning they have to wake up and practice. If they want to crack some in the big exams and all, they have to read whole night. There is some tapasya to attain something in this world. That is there for everyone. So this is what Brahma also did. And for us also, we have to wake up early morning, chant our rounds, and hear Bhagavatam. And ours is very simple. Our process is quite simple. We just have to uh, the the system Lord created for bhakti is quite simple compared to yogis and jnanis. But the what is the greatest obstacle for us is our false ego. And next look at it. Tasmai swalokam bhagavan sabhajita sandarshayamasa param na yat param vyapeta sanklesha vimoha sadvasam swadarshvabhir purushair abhishtutam. This is the personality of God. It being thus very much satisfied with the penance of Lord Brahma, was pleased to manifest his personal abode Vaikuntha, the supreme planet above all others. This transcendental abode of Lord is adored by all self-realized persons, free from all kinds of miseries and fear of illusory existence. Actually, we completed all this, but again, if we read again, we understand differently. So, no loss. The trouble of penance accepted by Lord Brahma was certainly in the line of devotional service. Bhakti. He did bhakti tapasya. He did not do jnana and yogas. He did bhakti only. That is like that is he just meditated on the Lord. Lord appeared. Otherwise, there is no chance that Vaikuntha, Swalokam, the Lord's personal abode, would become visible to Brahmaji. If it have did jnana or karma, he would have got Brahmajyoti, but he got personal abode. The personal abode of the Lord, known as Vaikunthas, are neither mystical nor material, as conceived by the impersonalists. But realization of the transcendental abodes of the Lord is possible only through devotional service, and thus the devotees enter into such abodes. There is undoubtedly trouble in executing penance, but the trouble accepted in executing bhakti yoga is transcendental happiness from the very beginning, whereas the trouble of penance in other processes of self-realization, jnana yoga, and etc., without any Vaikuntha realization, ends in the trouble only and nothing more. There is no profit in beating husk without grains. Stula Tushavagata. Brahma says this. Similarly, there is no profit in executing troublesome penance for self-realization other than the penance in bhakti. So today the discussion in the morning was same thing. Only thing works is bhakti. Others don't work. There is a tendency in living entity that is utilized. But after that you have to give up the tendency and come to the next level. It is so simple. Yeah, yeah. Brahma also saw Goloka. That when he saw, but this time he's seeing Vaikuntha. Now he's not seeing Goloka. When he was born, he did tapasya. That time he's seeing Vaikuntha. When he saw Goloka, we don't know. Some other time he has performed tapasya to see the Lord. Krishna showed him Goloka also sometimes. Executing Bhakti Yoga is exactly like sitting on the lotus fruit out of the abdomen of the transcendental personality of Godhead, for Lord Brahma was seated there. Brahmaji was also able to please the Lord, and the Lord was also pleased to show Brahmaji's personal abode. Srila Jiva Goswami in the comments of his Krama Sandarbha annotation of Srimad Bhagavatam cites quotations from Brihadaranyaka Upanishad Vedic evidence. It is said that Yajnavalkya described the transcendental abode of Lord to Gargi, and that the abode of Lord is situated about the highest planet of the universe, namely Brahmaloka. This abode of Lord, although described in revealed scriptures like the Bhagavad Gita and Srimad Bhagavatam, remains only a myth for the less intelligent class of men with a poor fund of knowledge. Herein, the word Swadrishtavabhi is very significant. One who has actually realized his self realizes the transcendental form of his self. Sorry, one who has actually realized his self realizes a transcendental form of itself. Impersonal realization of self and the supreme is not complete because it's just an opposite conception of material personalities. The personality of God and the personality of devotees of the Lord are all transcendental. They don't have material bodies. So here further description is there. So the Lord is known as Vaikunta and his abode is also known as Vaikunta. Such Vaikunta realization and worship can be made possible by transcendental form and senses. प्रवर्तते यत्र रजस्तमस्तयो सत्त्वं च मिश्रं न च कालविक्रमा न यत्र माया किमुता परे हरेत् अनुवर्ता अनुवरता यत्र सुरासुरार्चिता. In that personal abode of the Lord, the material modes of ignorance and passion do not prevail, nor is there any of their influence in goodness. There is no predominance of influence of time. So, what to speak of illusory external energy? It cannot enter that region. Without discrimination, both the demigods and demons worship the Lord as devotees. This is another important thing. There is a duality in this material world because of three modes of mental nature. If because we wrongly identify, that's why there is a duality. So yesterday also we discussed. That is the cause of your misery. The Maya's effect is that only. Like I told, if I am identifying this is my house, this is my body, then I immediately compare, oh, their house is bad, my house is good, their house is better than mine. Immediately you get duality because we identify. This is my body. Oh, I am smarter than him. Oh, I am foolish. He is much smarter than me. So immediately there is a duality. That's why there is a pain in this world. But and this is because this is the influence of external energy makes us identify wrongly. Spiritual world there is no problem. Right? Prabhupada writes the kingdom of God or the atmosphere Vaikuntha nature, which is called the Kripal Vibhuti, is three times bigger than the material universe and is described here. As also in the Bhagavad Gita, in a nutshell, this universe containing billions of stars and planets is one of the billions of such universe clusters together within the compass of Mahatattva. And all these millions and billions of universe combined together constitute only one fourth of the magnitude of the whole creation of the world. There is spiritual sky also. Beyond this sky are the spiritual planets under the names of Vaikuntha. And all of them constitute three-fourths of the entire creation of the Lord. God's creation are always innumerable. Now, three-fourth means we cannot understand. One-fourth only is unlimited. Three-fourth of unlimited is what? Unlimited only. So it is not some material. Just to give an idea, it is told. We cannot understand. See, infinity is what is three-fourth of infinity or one-fourth of infinity? It's all infinity. It is not understood like that. So even the leaf of a tree cannot be counted by a man, nor can the hairs on his head. However, foolish men are puffed up with the idea of becoming God himself, though unable to cut the hair of his own body. Many so man may discover so many wonderful vehicles of journey that even if he reaches the moon by such much advertised spacecraft, Chandrayaan 2, 3, 4, he cannot remain there. The sane man, therefore, without being puffed up as if he were the god of the universe, abides to the instructions of Vedic literature. The easiest way to acquire knowledge is transcendent. So let us know through the authority of Srimad Bhagavatam of the nature and constitution of transcendental world beyond the material sky. In that sky, the material quality, especially the mode of ignorance and passion, are completely absent. The mode of ignorance influences a living entity to the habit of lust and hankering, that is because of ignorance. And thus, this means that in Vaikuntha, the living entity are free from these two things. There is no lust in Vaikuntha. So nice place. We are so much tormented by lust. That means the desire to enjoy in this material world is so much tormenting. What happens is, like, if somebody is doing better, immediately we feel that I'm losing out something. Let me also try out what he's getting. And he's making so much fun out of new excitements. He's going here, there, and enjoying different things. Maybe I'm missing out something. Why I'm not having that excitement? This is the torment that people experience. He's getting so much name and fame. Everybody appreciates him. Even in devotion, also people want to be number one. They want people should appreciate how great devotee I am. Array, when he is giving class, so many people are coming, and I am giving class. So there is always this lust is the cause of our tormentation. Therefore, the conclusion is that the inhabitants of the Vaikuntha planet are all Brahma Bhuta living entities, as distinguished from the mundane creatures who are all compact in hankering and lamentation. So this is actually what happens. Hanker, we do what we don't have, and we lament for what we lost. In the material world, one is not in the mode of ignorance and passion. One is said to be situated in mode of goodness. But goodness in material world also at times become contaminated by touch of mode of passion and ignorance. In Vaikuntha Loka, however, it is unalloyed goodness only. In this material world, goodness is boring. Goodness is what you are very regulated. Wake up at the same time, do the same activity, eat the same food, sleep at the same time. After doing it again and again, person feels bored. That's why you need passion. He says, so some action should be there. So boring life. And then passion comes. And then ignorance also is there. That's why this metal world, any situation is not very comfortable. The whole situation there is one of freedom from illusory manifestation of external energy. Although the illusory energy is also part and parcel of Supreme Lord, the illusory energy is differentiated from the Lord. The illusion is not, however, false, as claimed by the monist philosophers. The rope accepted by the as a snake may be an illusion to a particular person, but the rope is a fact, and the snake is also a fact. The illusion of water on the hot desert may be illusion for the ignorant animal searching for water in the desert, but the desert and water are actual facts. Therefore, the material creation of Lord may be illusion for the non-devotees. But for a devotee, even the material creation of the Lord is a fact, the manifestation of his external energy. But his energy of the Lord is not all. The Lord has his internal energy, which manifests another creation known as Vaikuntha Lokas, where there is no ignorance, no passion, no illusion, no past, no present, no future. To we have to really work on our intelligence to understand what it means that no time, no past, no present. With a poor fund of knowledge, one may be unable to understand the existence of such things as the Vaikuntha atmosphere, but that does not nullify its existence. That spacecraft cannot reach this planet does not mean that there is no such planet, but they are described in the revealed scriptures. Because the most intelligent people are talking about it. That is the proof for it. Acharyas like Bhaktisiddhanta Thakur, Srila Prabhupada, Bhaktivinoda, they're very, very intelligent. Jiva Goswami, so intelligent. Rupa Goswami, so intelligent people. That time there was nobody in par with Rupa Goswami or Jiva Goswami. Very, very intelligent people, and they are talking about it. Even Bhaktisiddhanta Thakur is the most intelligent person at that time in the whole world, and nobody was able to uh, defeat or anything. They are saying there is Vaikuntha. So that's the only hope, means proof for us. Who is talking about it? Prabhupada is nicely explained. The, as quoted by Srila Jiva Goswami, we can know from the Narada Pancharatra that the transcendental world or Vaikuntha atmosphere is enriched with the qualities. Sorry. The enriched with transcendental qualities. These transcendental qualities, as revealed through the devotional service of Lord, are distinct from the mundane qualities of ignorance, passion, and goodness. Such qualities are not attainable by the non-devotees class of men. In the Padma Puran, Uttarakhanda, it is stated that beyond the one-fourth part of God's creation is the three-fourth manifestation. The marginal line between the material manifestation and spiritual manifestation is the Viraja river. And beyond Viraja, which is the transcendental current flowing from the perspiration of the body of Lord, there is a three-fourth manifestation of Lord's creation. This part is eternal, everlasting, without iteration, and unlimited, and it contains the highest perfectional stage of living conditions. In the Sankhya Kaumudi, it is stated that unalloyed goodness or transcendent is just opposite to the material modes. All living entity in the transcendental abode eternally associate with Lord without any break, and there the Lord is the chief and prime entity. In the Agamas, the transcendental abode is described as follows: the Lord associates there are free to go everywhere within the creation of the Lord, and there is no limit in their creation, particularly in the region of three-fourth magnitude. Since the nature of that region is unlimited, there is no history of when their association with Lord began, nor is there any end to it. Now, Prabhupada write nice conclusion. The conclusion may be drawn that because of the complete absence of qualities of ignorance and passion in Vaikuntha, there is no question of creation or annihilation. So, passion means creation, ignorance means annihilation. So, there is no creation or annihilation, it is always there. In the material world, everything is created and everything is annihilated, and the duration of life between the creation and annihilation is temporary. In the transcendental realm, there is no creation and no destruction, and the duration of life is eternally unlimited. In other words, everything in the transcendental world is everlasting, full of knowledge and bliss without deterioration. Since there is no deterioration, there is no past, present, or future in the estimation of time. It is clearly stated in this verse that the influence of time is conspicuous by its absence. The whole material existence is manifested by actions and reactions of elements which make the influence of time prominent in the matter of past, present, and future. It's a very nice way to understand because there is a manifestation by action and reaction of elements which make the influence of time prominent. There is action and reaction here, but it's not in the spiritual world. And because of which there are no such actions and reactions of cause and effect. And so the cycle of birth, growth, existence, transformation, deterioration, and annihilation, the six changes are not existent there. It is unalloyed manifestation of the energy of Lord without illusion as experienced here in the material world. The whole Vaikuntha existence proclaims that everyone there is follower of the Lord. The Lord is the chief leader there without any competition for leadership, and the people in general are followers of the Lord is confirmed in the Vedas. Therefore, that the Lord is the chief leader and all other living entities are subordinate to him, for only the Lord satisfies all the needs of all living entities. So, such an श्यामावधात सतपरालोचना कृशङ्गवस्त्रासुच सुरुच सुपेशस सर्वे चतुर्भाव उन्मिषन्मनैः प्रवेगनिष्काभरण सुवर्चस. The inhabitants of the Vaikuntha planets are described as having a glowing sky bluish complexion. Their eyes resemble lotus flower, their dress is of yellowish color, and their bodily features are very attractive. They are just the age of growing youth. They all have four heads. They are all nicely decorated with pearl necklaces, with medallions, ornamental medallions, and they all appear to be replicant. Oh, even Brihad Bhagavatamrita, there is much more detailed description of how the Vaikuntha Vasis they appear. The inhabitants of Vaikuntha Loka are all personalities with spiritual bodily features not to be found in the material world. We can find the description in revealed scriptures like Srimad Bhagavatam. Person description of transcendence in the scriptures indicate that the bodily features in Vaikuntha are never to be seen in any part of the universe. As there are different bodily features in different places of a particular planet, or as there are different bodily features between bodies in different planets, similarly, bodily features found in Vaikuntha are completely different from those of the material universe. For example, four hands are distinct from two hands in in this material. So Brahmaji is seeing this Vaikuntha planet where people are having four hands. Now there are further descriptions. So here they are having a glowing sky bluish complexion, and their eyes resemble lotus flower. Their dress or yellowish color and their body feature very attractive. And they are always youthful. They have four hands. So this is they're all having four hands and nicely decorated. And now it's telling some of them are effulgent like coral and diamonds in complexion, and have garlands on their heads, blooming like lotus flowers, and some wear earrings. Operates. Some inhabitants who have attained the liberation of Swarup, or possessing bodily feature like those of the personality of God. The Vaidurya diamond is especially meant for the personality of God, but one who achieves the liberation of bodily equality with the Lord is especially favored with such diamonds on his body. The people here they want to wear ornaments, but they can never attain such life of. That means all these things, the tendency we have, it is perverted. Originally, that is there in spiritual world. We can have nice ornaments here, but it should be done in a proper way. There is a difference. Bhuja, sorry. ब्राजेष्णुभिर्यत् परितो विराजते लसत् विमानावलिभिर्महात्मना विद्योत्मना प्रमदत्तां तुभिः स्वैद्योऽभ्रावलिभिर्यता नभः. This is the last one we'll read. The Vaikunta planets are also surrounded by various aeroplanes, all glowing and brilliantly situated. These aeroplanes belong to great Mahatmas, devotees of the Lord. The ladies are also beautiful as lightning because of their celestial complexion. And all these combined together appear just like the sky decorated with both clouds and lightning. So nice description. This is the place. It appears that in Vaikuntha planet there are also aeroplanes brilliantly glowing, and they are occupied by great devotees of the Lord with ladies of celestial beauty as brilliant as lightning. As there are aeroplanes, so there must be different types of carriages like aeroplanes, but there must be driven mechanically, as we have experience in this world. Because everything is of same nature of eternity, bliss, and knowledge. The aeroplanes and carriages are of same quality as Brahman. Although there is nothing except Brahman, one should not mistakenly think that there is only void and no virgin. So here, the things in the spiritual world are made of Sandhini potency. Sandhini potency is Balramji's potency. So that is all made of Sandhini potency. And the same thing which is pervertedly manifested in this world becomes the things of this virtual world. This material energy is the perversion of Sandhini potency. Whatever things we are seeing around us, this is all tamoguna. That is, but in the spiritual world, it is completely in a blissful state. It is a Brahman state. Here, the opposite is all this matter which we are seeing. It is a perverted manifesto of Sandhini potency. Although there is nothing except Brahman, one should not mistakenly think that there is only void and no very good. Thinking like even scientists also say matter, antimatter. So they don't, but that is the original matter. The weird word here in antimatter. Thinking like this is due to a poor fund of knowledge. Otherwise, no one would have such misconception of voidness in Brahman. As there are airplanes, ladies and gentlemen. So there must be cities and houses, everything is just suitable to the particular planet. One should not carry the idea of imperfection from this material world to the transcendental world and not take into consideration the nature of atmosphere, which is completely free from the influence of time, etc., as described previously. Okay, we'll continue from tomorrow. Tomorrow, maybe we will have, we may not have. I will let you know. Thank you all very much. श्रीमद् भागवतम की जय श्री गुरु